Hello, my name is NG and welcome to my fifth tutorial on Java for complete beginners. So in this tutorial I will teach you how to use string in Java. So let's go here and let's create a new project, and this will be project 005, and you can call your project anything you like, and let's right click and let's create a new class with main method, and then let me call this thing string, and click on this public static void main so that Eclipse will create main method for us. Now let's get rid of this. In the previous tutorial I taught you about primitive and non-primitive data type. Now a string is one of the non-primitive data type we have in Java. Now for you to declare a string, you just say string beginning with uppercase letter, then give it a name. In this case I'm calling this variable just a name. You can name this thing, you can use any name you like here, but the type must be of string. Then equal sign, and let's assign a value to this string. I'm going to put my name there. So end this statement with a semicolon. Now I have declared this variable here name, and I have said that this name is of type string, and I've assigned this value Ngozi to this variable of type name. Thanks to this equal sign here, is used to assign a value to object or a variable. Now let's output this thing here. Sysout control space O, and let's put name here, and then let's print this thing. You see this system.out.println has printed this name, which is this one. That's printed the value, or rather the content of this variable of which I name, or which I called name. Remember, you can call this thing anything you want. Now, so this is how to declare and initialize a string variable. Then you can use this system.out.println to output that variable. Now let's create another string variable, and I'll call this thing let me call it greeting, and let me assign a value here to it. Always remember to put your double quote, then inside the double quotes let me say how are you, and end this statement with semicolon. Oh, I forgot to put the equal sign, and let's print out this value. Sysout control space, and let's output this second string variable that I've just declared. Now it will say Ngozi, how are you? So this is how to declare a variable, declare another variable. You can declare as many variables as you want. Then for you to output your variables, you can use system.out.println, put your variable in between this one, my first variable, second variable, and I'll put there the first one, I'll put the second one. Now in Java there is what they call concatenation. Now concatenation is just adding two data type together. It's just a way of adding two data type together. Now let us concatenate these two strings. Let me get rid of this guy here, and let me create another string variable, and I'll call this thing all, and I will say I'll assign this name, use the plus sign, and greeting, and end this thing with a semicolon. Now what I'm doing here is this: I created the first variable, I created another variable which is greeting. Now in here I have joined this name with this first variable and this second variable, and let me output this thing. I have joined this one and this one, and I've assigned these two things to this variable all. So when I print this thing, it's gonna say Ngozi, how are you? Let's save this thing. So as you can see, Ngozi, how are you? So this is how to concatenate, or one way of concatenating two variables. I can as well do it this way. Let me do it here. Sys out, control space, and let's just say name plus greeting, and let's get rid of this one, and let me print this in. It will also give me the same result. So this is another way of concatenating this one. Now let's leave this one, and let's create another variable of type integer variable, and I'll call this one age, and I'll assign a value of 64 to it. Now you can concatenate as many variable as you want. Let's add this age to it, and if I run this thing, it's gonna print out this age also. And let me replace this one with all. This is another variable. So if I run this thing, it's gonna print out the three variable. Because how I use 65. So what I did here is this is variable number 1, this is variable number 1 name, variable number 2 greeting, and variable number 3 age. So I've concatenated, I've merged these three variable 1, 2, 3 using the plus sign. This is just what concatenation means in Java. Now if I print this thing, it's going to show me this. So I can as well also say here, let me print another sys out, control space, and let me use another way of concatenation and open a double quote here and say I am Ngozi, and let me put a plus sign and say by name. So what I'm doing here is another way of concatenation. Now this is the first string. Anything you put in between this quote in between this quote will be regarded as a string by the Java compiler. So I added another string also in between this quote. So we're using the plus sign to join, that is to concatenate these two things. If I run this thing here, it's going to say I am Ngozi by name. So this is another way of concatenating two strings, adding two strings together. You can also concatenate any type of data. Let me create another integer value. I will say number 1, and I'll assign value 10 to it. End the statement with a semicolon, and create another integer variable and call it number 2, and assign value 26 to it. And now create another variable integer, and I'll call this one total, and let's say number 1 plus number 2. and end this statement, and let's try and output this thing. Sys out control space. Now let's just put in total here. So what's gonna happen here is that the system is gonna add this one and this one, that is gonna add 10 plus 26, which is this one and this one, and it's gonna assign the result to this new variable of total. So it's gonna print out 36. So this is also another way of using the plus sign to join two variables. So this is just how to declare and initialize a string. This is a string, and this is concatenating strings, also another way of concatenating string. This is also another way of concatenating strings, also that is merging two different strings together. So that's it for this tutorial. See you in my next video.